I don't know about you, but summertime as a mom is no joke. My daughter had a 3-month break from school. Yeah, I counted. It was 94 days. And while it was amazing, it was also pretty chaotic. Between family vacations, trying to work, and most importantly, trying to keep a tiny human entertained, my routines and all of the things that make me feel sane and grounded were kind of gone. And that's why I love fall, because to me, fall and September, it's always like the new year. I always think of that like back to school moment, but we're gonna do back to school for adults. So today we're gonna be focusing on 3 key areas. We're gonna be talking about lifestyle, mental and emotional well-being, and of course, beauty and style, because it's me. So if you are ready to glow up for fall, we can get started on this right away. And I think it would be so much fun if we do this together. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Tracy. I am a lover of all things fitness, wellness, beauty, style, and just really looking and feeling your best at any age and any stage of life. And like I said, today we're talking about the glow up. It's been hard on these streets. I have been on the struggle bus, but no more, my friends. Routine is coming back and we can do this. So let's dive in. So the first area that we're gonna be talking about is our lifestyle. And we can't have a good lifestyle if we don't have our health and our wellness, right? So one of the first things that I'm going to be recommitting to fiercely is the 1-2 punch of protein and fiber. I talk about this all the time on my channel, but if you want to have a lean body, if you want to preserve your muscle mass, if you want to have more energy, and you want to look and feel your absolute best, you do need to eat a lot of protein. And especially if you're in menopause like me, or if you're in perimenopause, because of our hormones shifting and changing, it actually makes it harder for our bodies to absorb protein. So you really do need to make it a priority. But, and this is a big but, which in my opinion is just not talked about enough. You can't just eat protein, because you know what? That's a one-way ticket to constipation land. You need to eat fiber. So I always make sure, along with all that delicious protein-rich food, that I'm also having leafy green vegetables, so that, you know, you're not getting backed up, things are moving, the belly is flatter, and we are really feeling our best. Staying in our lifestyle bucket, the second thing that I'm gonna be doing this fall, and I really encourage you to do this with me, let me know in the comments if you are in, is try something new, especially when it comes to your fitness and your wellness. The choices here are absolutely limitless. Maybe you want to get back on your rollerblades, or you want to try rebounding, or you want to join a running club, or you want to try a new dance class that you've been doing. But I definitely feel like fall is the perfect time to try something new, because quite honestly, we've got a couple months before the holiday chaos starts. So I love September and October, because it's a little bit of that like lull before the intensity of the holidays. As much as we love them, they come really fast. So make it a commitment to try something new. It's a great way to add a little bit of freshness. Now I've got something special just for my YouTube community, which is a special discount for my fitness membership and community, Total Body Transformation. So if you want to check that out, it's down below in the description box. And the third thing that I'm going to be focusing on in the lifestyle bucket is letting go of something. Now this is really key. Nature, you know, is really smart, and it tells us all that we need. And in the fall, you know, if you live in the north at least, you know, the leaves start changing, they start falling. Fall is a season of letting go of things that you don't want, specifically when we're talking about nature and energetically. So this is a great time for you to just kind of like assess your life, or even if it's just your work and your career. What are you doing that you no longer want to hold on to and you do not want to bring into 2026, which will be here before we know it? Fall is, again, that perfect time. So I like to think of just kind of doing a little audit of my life and even my career, and I think, what are the things that I'm doing? Now there's one big thing that I have committed to, especially in work, and that's, you know, to be quite honest, like I've just been in the weeds too much, and my job is to do what I'm doing right now, is to create. So I realized, like, I don't need to be on every email. I don't need to know everything that's going on everywhere. Let other people do that. Now that does require trust And it does require letting go of some of that like false sense of control. But I'm telling you, since implementing this, it's already starting to feel a little bit lighter. And I feel like I'm able to focus more. So look at your life. Where in your life, maybe you're doing all the driving for your kids. Maybe you hire a college student to pick up and drop off your kids at their sports things or their practices, right? Maybe you hire someone to clean your house on the weekend so you're not spending a whole day doing it. My point is, it's really important for you to just start looking at what's one thing that you can let go of, and definitely let me know in the comments. So as I mentioned, summer has felt more than a little bit chaotic. And I feel like for the first time, more than any summer since my daughter's been alive, that this summer was really one of the most challenging. You know, I just felt like I was squeezed so tight. She's getting older, so I actually want to spend more time with her, but I'm also really busy with work. Plus, we put in 3 vacations there, which I'm not complaining about, but that just means like a lot of stuff in 3 months. And I'm not gonna lie, my stress level felt like it was kind of at a 10, and my shoulders felt like they were up to my ears. Now, historically, I have been known as a meditation loser, meaning like I try it all the time, but I can never ever stick with it. And I think that's because I had this really unrealistic expectation. Like, in order for me to meditate, I had to meditate for 30 minutes in a perfect space with a candle lit and incense burning and just complete silence all around. But the reality is, there is no way that my life will do that. And I definitely do not have 30 minutes to meditate. And that's why I love Headspace. It's meditation and mindfulness for the rest of us. Do you know that they have sessions as short as 1 minute, literally 1 minute? And I love that you can choose the voice that you want to guide you, whether it's male or female, whatever's gonna put you the most at ease. And it's not just meditation, there's breathing exercises, stress relief tools, and even Sleepcast to help to lull you into a really deep and peaceful sleep. I've been using it for like quick little micro breaks during my day. When I start feeling myself getting really stressed out, I'll just pop on one of those 1 minute meditations, and I'm telling you, it's kind of crazy how well it works. So if you want to check out Headspace and see what it can do for you, you can try it completely free for 60 days. How amazing is that? I'll leave the link down below in my description box, or you can just check out this QR code right here and you can get started for free. Because yes, summer has been wonderful, but fall, this is our glow up and we are doing this together, and Headspace is definitely one of the things that I am loving because it really keeps me on track and it's keeping me calmer, keeping me more centered, and it's just me being the best version of me, and that's what we all want, right? I've been doing this for years and I'm telling you, this is a game changer. Let's be honest, as women, we usually have a to-do list that is like taller than our entire body times 10, right? But here's what I like to do. I have a list of 3, always 3 things to do. Now, yes, you can say like emails, and maybe you have like 10 people inside of there that you want to, respond to, right? But you cannot have or expect yourself to do like everything every single day. So what I've started doing is just really paring down my to-do list so that it's much more manageable. And I realize I'm getting so much more done. Now, when I'm really, really busy, sometimes I fall off track, but this is our glow up. So we are recommitting to that. Give yourself a to-do list of 3, whether it's 3 buckets or 3 actual items. And someone actually told me this recently. There's tasks that can take you 30 seconds. There are tasks that can take you 3 minutes. And then there's other tasks that are gonna be 30 minutes or more, right? And if you've got like a little break, maybe in between meetings or in between phone calls or whatever, get some of those 30-second tasks off. Like maybe it's respond to that text, or I don't know, unload the dishwasher, right? My point is, it's not about overwhelming ourselves or feeling like everything needs to be done immediately. It's about giving ourselves a little bit of space and a little bit of grace and really doing focus work, because I promise you, you will get so much more done. I have been practicing this next one since I was in my late 20s, and that is having visual reminders of who I want to be or how I want to show up. So there's a million different ways that you can do it. Some people love creating a vision board, and I used to do that all the time, like have a vision board. Maybe being crafty and using magazines is not really your bag. Maybe you can create a digital vision board and make that be the screensaver on your phone. But for me, I keep it even simpler now because, life is lifing at this point. So what I do every year, and you can do this right now, because remember, September is the new year, you can just write, what are your focus words for this year? I do this every single year. And what I do is I have this like little mini whiteboard that I put on my desk. It's so cute. I got it on Amazon. I'll leave it linked down below. And I have my 3 key words of what I'm stepping into for this year. And why I love that is that anytime I'm doing work, I can kind of filter it. Like, is this in alignment with my 3 goals? Because if it is, great. It's a yes for me. But if it's not, I get to say no to it and take it right off of my plate. So whether you like vision boarding or you like words or whatever it is for you, your environment and what you're looking at really, really does matter. So let me know in the comments what you're going to commit to. Are you going to vision board it, or are you going to just have those keywords? And again, remember, you could just type out those keywords and have it be an alarm, right? And every time the alarm rings, it just has those words as the label on your alarm. There's so many ways to do it. But again, it's having those constant reminders is what's proven to really get you moving into the direction of your dreams. Okay, let's now get into the beauty and the style part, because this is really the fun stuff, right? In the fall, your makeup likely is gonna be a little bit different than what you're doing in the hot summer months, right? And your skin might be a little bit drier, and you might be more willing to do a little bit more boldness. When I think of fall makeup, I think of maybe bronzier eyelids, not all of this together, by the way. Or I might think of like a berry toned lip, or like wine colored nails, or like a classic red, maybe even doing that like almost black nail, right? Which I would never do in the summertime. So just, it's an easy and really inexpensive way to kind of fall up your beauty routine. Make sure you've got your skincare dialed in, and make any switches based on the temperature and the climate that you're in, so that you are just looking and feeling your absolute best. Now, I say this all the time, but skincare is really self-care. So you are not wasting time by having a skincare routine, especially at night. You know, during the day, I like to keep it really fast, really quick, really easy. But in the evening, that's my me time. And that's really a special ritual for me. And I really like to just think about like all the good that I'm doing for myself when I'm doing something like my gua sha. Even when I'm putting on my serums, it's like I'm just kind of having a thought of like how lucky I am and how grateful I am for my body, for my skin, and really for my life, that I have these, 5 minutes just to myself where someone doesn't need me. So as some of you might know, I live in Miami, and we don't really have seasons, right? It's summertime all year long here. So one thing that we can do, no matter where you live, is you want to start changing your color palette of your wardrobe a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you need to buy a whole new wardrobe, but just pick and choose. Maybe more olive greens, chocolate browns, even fabrics and materials, like bringing out the leather purses again, maybe a nice suede purse or jacket, right? Making sure that your tones are a little bit more fall worthy. It took me a long time to figure this out, but now that I have, I'm like, I love this. Fall for me in Miami, unfortunately, I can't do layers, but I could wear like a burgundy t-shirt, right? That's gonna get that like berry kind of rich, right? I just bought these great olive green pants that I love, that to me just scream fall. Pair that with like a chocolate brown suede purse, and honey, she is giving fall. So have fun with it. Look and shop your own wardrobe that you already have, but put the pieces that are giving you a little bit more fall in the front of your closet so you can see them, so you're actually using them. And I've been doing this for a bajillion years, because I lived in New York for 22 years. And in New York and in the city, like, we just don't have space, right? Even if you live in a really nice apartment, your closet is likely pretty small, right? So here is what I am a huge fan of, is editing your closet. And again, in that season of fall, we're getting rid of things we don't need. This is the perfect time for you to get rid of things that you're just not wearing. If you haven't worn an item of clothing for a year, and it's not super duper designer, or something that maybe, you know that at some point you'll want to give it to a family member, it's vintage or something that you'll collect later on, get rid of it. There are so many people that need your things, right? And would love to have them. So find a charity or donate them someone, or give it to a friend, right? That's going to enjoy it. I think this is one of the best feelings in the world, when you kind of just do a huge closet edit. As much as I do love fast fashion, I'm actually not a huge consumer. This, for instance, is a vintage top that I got. Like, these are H&M jeans that I've had probably for 2 years, right? So my point is, you know, just really make sure that the pieces that you have flatter your body right now. Not your body that you want, not the body that you had 10 years ago, but what items do you look and feel your best in? Make sure you keep those items, and anything else, let it go. I made so many questionable decisions after I had my child. It's so funny. I just recently got rid of so much stuff, and most of it was stuff that I bought after I had my daughter. I kind of feel like that's a thing. It must be a thing where it's like your brain isn't really functioning yet, and so you just start buying weird things because like you fit into them, but it's a whole other thing. I feel like that we could do a whole video on that. My point is, if you're not wearing it, if you don't look amazing in it, and if it's just not your style anymore, get rid of it, donate it, and someone will be so happy to receive it. Plus, you get the benefit of feeling really good because you did something good for someone else. So there you have it. That is my little guide for the ultimate It Girl glow up for fall. I really want to do this together. I think it's so fun as a community when we do these things together, even if it's just you're focusing on one thing. Like maybe you're like, you know what? It is time for me to do something new in my fitness. So I'm going to take that new class, or I'm going to do that thing that I've been wanting to do, right? Or it's the closet edit. But just pick one of these items and let me know in the comments down below so that we can hold each other accountable. Oh, and don't forget to check the link in the description to check out Headspace, totally free for 60 days. And if you want to keep hanging with me here on YouTube, make sure to check out this video next.